Good afternoon, everybody. English class time. Survival English. This is, our lesson 35. Can you believe this? I mean, we've been here for a while. Welcome, everybody, to your English class today, Monday, July the 18th. I'm streaming, live from Cali, Colombia, on behalf of Centro Cultural Colombo Americano in Cali and the Embassy of Colombia, and the Consulate of Colombia in Houston, Texas, and the program Colombia Nos Une. All right. So, Lina, good afternoon. Thank you for saying hello. I'm I'm more than glad than being here. I hope everybody gets to join the class today. Is been like a week that we haven't seen each other. So hopefully we will start having more regular classes after the little break that we have. So welcome all of you. If this is your first time in the English class, as I said before, relax. There is something here for you. Our English class is in English, yes, all right, but you will be able to understand, and to learn, what we are talking about. So thank you, Marta, for being here just on time. I hope more of you, keep on coming and joining the show today. All right. So we have, as usual, a class that is full of little things, things that are going to help you improve your English. If you have a base of English, they are going to help you to learn some vocabulary and expressions if your English is still in progress, and if you have already a level of English, that is adequate, you will also get something out of this class. So this is Willie S. As I said before, I'm in Cali streaming, from Centro Cultural Colombo Americano, and I hope you guys are doing all right. Starting a new week. This is for us in Colombia. This is a kind of weird a week, because we have a holiday in the middle of the week that is on Wednesday. That is our Independence Day. Happy 20th for everybody. All right. So Juliana is here and Sandra is here. Hello, hello, hello. So remember, if this is your first class, just relax. I would recommend you just relax, pay attention to what we are going to do, and I'm sure you will understand. There is something here for you if this is your first time. If you have been here before, you kind of know what we are talking about. Alexander, Mr. Alexander, hello, hello, hello. And here we go. I hope you are ready, to start. Andrea, how you doing? Last week, we talked about a very interesting topic. We're going to do a review today. We will start with the review. After that, guys, we're going to have a section that is very special. We're going to talk about two, I would say, structures, grammar structure that you can use in different ways. We will do that. And we will continue talking about word stress. We did a first session before last week. We're going to do another session about how important word stress is. All right. Want to say hello to, let's see who else is jumping in. Andrea, good afternoon. And wherever you are, guys, I hope you are doing all right. I hope you are doing great. And I hope you had a beautiful week. So, are you ready? Ready to rumble? Let's do it. Mr. Rafael, good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are. Okay, thank you for being here. And let's start. Let's talk no more. Okay, so here we go. Here we go with our session today on survival English. Monica, thank you for saying hello to me. All right, good. So let me tell you what we are going to do today. All right, we're going to do some review of those phrases that we discussed some last week. Last week we talked about tips to keep an English conversation going. Okay, what kind of phrases can I learn, to keep a conversation going. And we talk about like four different tips. I want to say hello to Oscar, JM, and Fatima. Fatima, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. I know you guys are in different, places, of the planet, which is great. All right. So here we go. Here we go, guys. So number two, we will talk about plans and possibilities in the future. This is the structure I told you we need to discuss. You know, um, I have had some comments, of people, saying, "Hey, Willie, when do you use this? Or can I say this in this contest?" So I think we are going to clarify some of those questions and comments. All right, Esteban, good evening. And Kuna, I guess, like this. Yeah, I guess that's the right pronunciation. And at the end, we will do some more word stress. Last week, we discussed like how you can identify word stress and how important it is in words. And today we'll talk about how word stress can affect the meaning of some words, which is very interesting. All right. Oscar, okay, yeah, Oscar, thank you, for the message. Okay, yeah, well, I want to say hello to Catalina Cantero Soto. Can you believe that? Yeah, there are many Cs in that name. All right, good. Ana Maria, good afternoon. So hello, Catalina, and I hope everybody's doing all right. Okay, as I said before, my feelings of positivism, fly, through this screen to you, wherever you guys are. Let's have some fun. Let's learn some English. Let's do it together. All right, here we go. So, as usual, we have our review, our part to activate those brains and to remember always review is very important activity. If you don't go over the vocabulary, if you don't use the expressions that you learn, with somebody or from a movie on the weekend, if you don't do that, you won't be able to incorporate that into your brain. And that's the only way you can use it. So that's why reviewing is so important. Laura is here. Laura is in the house, you will say in English. All right. So let's start with that review. So we have here some phrases for confident conversation. Okay, phrases for confident conversation. Okay, and basically what we have here, is some of the phrases that we studied last week. Okay, so let me see. Here we have the four tips. The four tips that we studied last class, and I want you to think about these four tips. Okay, I want you to think about these four tips, and we study some expressions that we can, use for giving this information. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. All right, so sorry, yeah, just a little technical problem. Let's see if I can solve it. Okay, so you can see here the four tips that we discussed last class. Tip number one we said was ask for other people's opinions. Yeah, we said ask for other people's opinions is one thing that you can do to keep a conversation going. All right. The second one is double check information. We learned some expressions. Ana Ortiz, good afternoon. To do that, double check information. The other one is agree with information. You know, it's very important that when you are talking to a person, you are able to say, hey, that idea you have is the same idea I have. Okay. Uh, so that's very important too. Yeah. Oh, so here we go. Okay, and the last one, what we discussed is disagree with information. Disagree with information. All right, that you can disagree with information. You can say, I have a different opinion. That's not exactly what I think. Yeah. Um, Give me 1 second again, guys. Sorry. Okay, sorry guys. I got a little change there on the screen. I'm really sorry. Okay, but thank you so much for um being patient with me. Being patient with me. Okay, guys. So let me see if you can see my screen just in a second. Okay. There you go. There you go. So I was talking about these four tips that you can use to keep a conversation going. So we have the four tips right there, and if you learn some expressions to do this in English, your conversations, are going to flow. I don't know if you've heard that word before, flow. It's like in rap when something is flowing, something is going well, and that will make you a more proficient speaker. And we want that. We want to be more proficient, with the use of English. All right, good. So I hope you are ready to the review. And here we go. My OLs, hello, Juanca. Juanca, good afternoon. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining and thank you for saying hello. Believe it or not, even though we are separated by this screen, it's very nice to have you there, um, interacting with me, even if you is writing, I feel, it's very important. Alexander, thank you for the translation there of that word flow. Yeah, thank you. All right, George, hello. All right, so let's flow. Let's go over the expression that we studied last week. Okay, good. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, it's kind of a quiz time. I always tell you that. Okay, so let's classify. That's the name of this activity. Let's classify. We have the four categories. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you an expression, from the ones we study. All right. And you are going to classify it. You're going to say it's tip one, tip two, tip three. This is our way of reactivating what we learned. So here we go. Expression number one, okay, is right there on the screen. How do you feel about? How do you feel about? So where would you classify this expression? How do you feel about? All right. So I'm waiting for your answers, just waiting to see if you think that belongs to tip one, tip two, tip three, or tip four. So Alex goes for tip one. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Okay. If there's anybody, while you guys are writing, I'm thinking, if there's anybody whose first time in classes today, don't go anywhere. Oh my God, they are speaking English. Yes, we are, speaking, and we are interacting in English. That's what we want. Practice. All right. Hello, Maria Mercedes. Julie says tip three or four, maybe. We have a tip one. Hello, people. Maria Mercedes. Lilian says tip one, ask for other people's opinions. Okay, good. So let's check. And how do you feel about is ask for other people's opinions? Very good, guys. Okay, could you give me an example of a complete question with how do you feel about? I like that. So I can tell you a little something about this question. Okay, how do you feel about what kind of question could you ask in a conversation with that? If you help me, I know there are some guys here with excellent ideas and they're pretty cool at our writing. Yeah. So Midian, thank you for your answer, Oscar. And Rafa says number three. You are not really agreeing. You're just asking for an opinion. How do you feel about? Could you give me an example of a complete question? Anybody. Alex, thank you. I think I knew you were going to save my life. How do you feel about the new elected government? That's a tricky question. How do you feel about the last party? Okay, good. Yeah. How do you feel about your English class? How do you feel about exercising? All right. You are asking, how do you feel about the exam? Yeah. And you can ask this question in present, like, is there, asking an opinion, or about something that already happened? Yeah, like if you want to ask it in the past, how do you feel about me? Ooh, Lillian, that's a great question. I love it. Yeah. So, what's your opinion about me? What do you think of me? Yeah. How do you feel about me? Right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Very good. And this is a great, expression to incorporate, to your English, so you can ask questions in a conversation. You're talking to somebody, you know yeah, how do you feel about this, how do you feel about that, and that's it. Yeah, how do you feel about the meeting, Oscar? Very good, very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, excellent. Let's take a look at another expression. There you go. You might be right, but you might be right, but yeah. So where would you classify that expression? Okay. And I think tip number one is out of the question. We were classifying one by one. I mean, one in each category. Alex goes for tip number four. Thank you, Alex. Alex, you're quick. Chris, tip number four. Christian, thank you so much. Disagree with information. You disagree with an idea. Okay, hello goes for tip number four as well. Angie, yeah, Lillian. All right. Very good, guys. You're on fire. I think that's very good. Okay. So let's see. You might be right, but I have a different opinion. You might be right, but you are forgetting this information. You might be right, but on the other hand, something else. So you are disagreeing with information. Remember, I've heard some teachers who said that in English, but no, it's not in English. Remember that in any language, I think, you have to be polite even when you disagree. That would be the educated way of doing it. Yeah, being polite. Yeah. Alex, thank you for that example. I love the example that Alex just typed for us. You might be right, but I still don't believe it. Yeah, I got my reservations. All right, good, good, very good. So we have that expression for that. Another expression from the ones that we studied last session. If I understand correctly, if I understand correctly, good. So where would you classify that expression? If I understand correctly. All right. Let's go for tip number two. I have, yeah, double check information. Julie, yeah, good. Angie, thank you, guys. Thank you for interacting. I love it. I know some of you said like, okay, why do I have to type it? Just so I keep you alive. I keep you here with me. Okay, Chris, very good, very good. That Q&A, yeah, that's good. Tip number two, and I guess you guys are right. I mean, how could you be wrong? All right. If I understand correctly, what you wanted to say is this, or what you just said is this, or the place you are talking about is this, or the person you are talking about is this. If I understand correctly, this is what you want to say. All right, good. And this is by far one of the most important, tips that I think you can keep in mind when carrying out a conversation. Yeah. I mean, that double checking of information is great. It's great. You want to know what the person is talking about. And this makes your listening active, which is not only a language, a strategy. It's a person strategy, a communication strategy. All right. And very good. For the last one, I mean, I don't need to ask you. Yeah, yeah, because the last one goes in agree with information. I see your point. That's a nice way of agreeing with information. I see your point. I know what you're talking about. I agree with you. That's exactly the way I feel, you know? And using all these expressions that, if I'm not mistaken, we studied last session 16 expressions, 16 expressions you can use in English to keep a conversation, going. Please, if you don't remember the 16 expressions, go back to this class in Colombiano Sune Facebook page. Look for the session 34 and you will find the expressions. And for the others, if you say like, I don't feel like going there, okay, try to find some expressions that you can use for distance, you know. Uh, um, okay, Alex has a piece of advice there, you know. Yeah, you can remove the bad. Yeah, good, and you can change it, you know, to tip number 3. That's good. Oscar, thank you for adding an extra expression there. I know what you are talking about. Yeah, good. Yeah. There's one expression that I use sometimes to agree that I think is very nice, and is you can say that again when you agree. You know, you say, oh, it's really hot. You say, oh, you can say that again. It is hot. I mean, I agree with what you just said. So there are many expressions that you can incorporate to these 4 tips that I have here. And remember, this is about using the expressions to carry out a conversation. Okay, so the expressions are there, it's in your hands, you know, use it, is there. Okay, so are you ready for our topic today? Simple topic for some of you, I guess, but I do think it is tricky in a way. Okay, and it is how to talk about plans and possibilities in the future. And this is because some people have asked me about this. They asked, hey, Willie, you know, I don't really understand the difference between this and this. And is this correct? Can I say this in English? You know, and well, here we are to please, you know, the client. And you guys are the client. You guys are my students, my friends. All right. So this is what we are going to do. I have a question here. I hope you are reading the question there. What are your plans for your next vacation? I love talking about vacations. I mean, it's refreshing. So, what are your plans for your next vacation? You know, what are your plans for your next vacation? And what I want you to do for me is I have 2 sentences that, in a way, answer this question. This is number 1. I'm going to visit my sister. And this is number 2. I think I will stay home. My question is, which one is possible to use to answer this question? Yeah, I'm not talking about which one is correct because both are correct, grammatically speaking. But I'm talking about which one would be possible to answer this question. Would you answer the question, say, only number 1 is possible, or only number 2 is possible, or both are possible? I don't know. What do you think? What would be the expression to answer this question? So I'll read you. I'll read you. Let me read you. Juanca goes for number 1. Okay. Alice says both of them. Alice is a revolutionary. He's a rebel. Sorry, he's a rebel. He said both. Marta joins Alex and Christian as well. Now we have a group of both. Julie goes for number 2. Oh, Julie says it's number 2. You know, it could be number 2. Maybe. What are your plans for next vacation? And we have. I'm going to visit my sister. I think I will stay home. We have some people, we have like 3 groups now, some number 2s, some number 1s, you know. Yeah, okay, one or the other. Okay, good. Laura said that maybe. Oscar said number 2. Miriam said both. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for thinking about this. What are your plans for your next vacation? I'm going to visit my sister. I think I will stay home. Number 1 or number 2? Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's reveal this. Okay. So we have number 1. What are your plans for your next vacation? I'm going to visit my sister. I mean, there is something there. But we have number 2. I think I will stay home. And basically, it depends. It depends on what you want to say and what the context is, but both might be right. Both might be right. Because I do think there is one that is slightly better than the other, but it would depend on the context. I mean, there's nothing 100% certain in this situation. So let's say that both might be right to answer this question. Yeah, good. Christian moved to number one. Christian, yeah, I go to number one. Yeah. Rafael said, no, it's in both. It's number one. Thank you, Rafael. I know why Rafa is saying this, and we are going to discuss this. Again, there is one that maybe is number one that is the most appropriate, you know, but both might be right. And I want to really, underline that might, depending on the context. Right? Good. I think the first one would be, slightly more appropriate. Let's understand why. And in the understanding of the reason behind this is where our lesson of the class today is hidden. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Here we go. Let's analyze. Let's let the teacher talk just a bit. We teachers love to talk. All right. So we have number one, and we have the sentence. I told you before. This sentence is grammatically speaking correct. All right. Good. And number two, which is also grammatically speaking correct, but they use two structures or two expressions that might make a difference. We have be going to, I am going to, I'll say be because it would be I am, she's going to, we are going to, whatever. We have going to, good, in the first one, that is normally used to talk about a plan in the future. Yeah, a plan in the future. When you have a plan, what does it mean to have a plan? When you have a plan, is you have thought about it, you have done something about it. Like I have something to confess to you. Tomorrow, I want to go out on my bike. So today I clean my shoes, my biking shoes. I clean them. So I could say that I'm going to go bike riding tomorrow. It's a plan. I have that plan. I have already cleaned my shoes. It might not happen. There's nothing certain about the future, but that's a plan. That's what I'm talking about. A plan. I hope it's clear for you. Let me see if we have. Christian said that, but number two is a possibility, isn't it? Oh, I like that topic of the TAT questions. Isn't it? You will say, Christian, isn't it? That's the correct question there. Isn't it? Okay. Yes, number two is a possibility. You are right. Yeah. We use will to express a possibility in the future. And, when somebody asks you about your plans for the weekend, as we have in the question, in the previous question, let me go back just a bit. What are your plans for your next vacation? If I have plans, I could say, I'm going to visit my sister. I already talked to her. I called her. I said, hey, what if I go and visit you in New Jersey, my sister, And number two, is, well, what if I don't have a plan when they ask me this? I could say, I think I will stay home. I'm not sure. So we have, the plan for the future would be going to, and if you want to use will, we have a possibility in the future. What you are looking at, on the screen is the main use of be going to and will, the main difference. So, yeah, just to clarify, and I hope this is kind of clear. Yeah, I could say I will go biking tomorrow, but if I said that, I'm implying that it's a possibility. I'm not sure, and I haven't gotten anything ready. All right, good. in the first scenario that I told you about cleaning the shoes and all that. Oh, this guy has a plan. Clear? Let's check some more examples before time goes away. So this will be going to talk about a plan in the future. I'm going to give you some examples here of plans in the future. Okay, we're going to have dinner at 7 p.m. tonight. If I say we're going to have dinner at 7 p.m. tonight, is I have a reservation most likely. I have already talked to my wife about it or my girlfriend. I know where I'm going to go. At least I have an idea. Whatever. You know, we are not going to have class next Monday. If I'm telling you that, is because we have a plan. Oh, by the way, next Monday we do have a class. All right, good. What are you going to do next Christmas? And this is basically what are your plans, for next Christmas. I want to ask you about that specific thing. All right, or I am going to dance next Friday. Yeah, I'm going to dance next Friday. I have already talked to my girlfriend and say, hey, baby, what about dancing this Friday? Ah, let's do it. All right. So all these questions that we have here and expressions that we have here, we're talking about a plan. But before we move, because this is where the plot thickens, things get a little, nicer. I can also use be going to express a prediction. Okay? If I have something that helps me to predict something, I can say I going to. Okay? Yeah? Like for example, okay, I am at the party with my friend, Alex. It's not you, Alexander. This is another Alex. And I see that Alex is drinking tequila, drinking tequila, drinking tequila, drinking tequila. I can say he's going to get drunk. It's a prediction. And I'm not, in that moment, I'm not describing a plan. I'm just saying, I mean, this guy is, drinking like hell. He's going to get drunk. And in that way, I can use be going to express a prediction. Keep it in mind. All right. And we have the other one before we move into you guys participating. Use will to talk about possibility or prediction in the future. A possibility, yeah. And he said, we will go out tonight if it is not that cold. We won't get there on time. This is, I am almost sure we won't get there on time. Yeah. What will you do when you finish your major? What are the possibilities? What do you think? It's not a plan, you know. And she's a good student. I think she will be a good professional. I'm not sure, but maybe, good. Yeah. Also use will to express an immediate decision. And this is the trick. Okay. What is an immediate decision? Something that you decide to do now. Somebody knocks at the door. Let me see. They knock at the door. So I said, I'll get it. I'll get it. In this moment, I said, okay, I'll get it. I'm going to do it. All right. I'll get it. All right. Good. Okay. Miriam, you're here now. Better late than never, Miriam. All right. Good. Yeah. Oscar, thank you for writing my example there. So I will, you can express a prediction or you can do something like you remember Terminator? Everybody knows Terminator. Even if you are a teenager, my teenage daughter, she knows Terminator. Terminator, I'll be back. I will be back. Good. Oscar, I will go right now. Yeah, I'll go. I'll do it. Something that you want to do now. Miriam, I will think in that combination. I would prefer if you say I will visit my family in Colombia for Christmas. If you say I will visit, you are saying maybe is something that might happen. It's a possibility. Okay. Let's see if we can identify this little difference. These are the in Spanish you say los detalles que enamoran of English, getting to know this kind of stuff. I have here a sentence for you. I want you to read it completely, and choose A or B. There is one that is better, A or B. And we have, I study in Paris next year. I have everything ready. Okay. A or B. What do you guys think? Miriam. Okay. Great. Miriam says B. Christian says B. Thank you, Alice, for your example. We have lots of B's. I hope it's B. Okay, Andrea says B. Miriam, Oscar, Lillian, Vivian. Thank you, guys. Alex says both. Alex, you're tricky. Okay. Yeah, again, I said at the beginning, it could be both, but there's one that is better. Here, I'm asking for the one that is better. Which one would you use here? Yeah. So, yes, for those of you who said both, okay, you can raise a case there. We could talk about it and say, yes, it could be both. But pay attention. Here it says, I have everything ready. I mean, that really makes a difference. I have everything ready. So I am going to study in Paris. I have everything ready. It's a plan. Yeah. It might not happen for one reason or the other. There's a pandemic. You had a plan, you couldn't do it. Yes, but I had everything ready. So in this case, is B. All right. It's better B. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Yeah. So for all of them, both could be, the one, but there's one that is better. What are you going to do tonight? I don't know. Maybe A or B. What do you think? Thank you, Oscar, for writing the complete statement. And thank you, Julie, for clarifying there. Sylvia goes for A. Miriam A. Juanca goes for A. We have Will. I hope you're not calling me, Julie. I'm Willie. All right. A. I think you got it. I love it when you get the thing. All right. Good. A. Very good. Very good. So we have Will. That may be. I don't know. It's Will. It's Will. You use Will. Okay. So let's do a couple more because this gets a little, remember there's always a trick. What about this one? My family and I travel to San Andres in December. We have the tickets. A or B? Let's see. Lao goes for B, I guess. All right. Cool. We have losses B, lose are going. Andrea says A, B. Thank you. Johis says B, Lillian B, Laura B. I mean, I think you guys got it completely. Very good. Okay. So my family and I are going, my family and I are going to, we have the plan. Okay. So as you already understood, let's do the last one. Before we move. The last one. I want you to think what a dark cloud it. Okay. Which one do you think is better? Better. Okay. Because there are two that are possible. Many people goes for B. One person goes for will, Jenny B, Julie B. Thank you, Julie, Juanca, Marce. Thank you, Lao, Alex. Alex goes for B. Thanks so much, Alex. And we have a couple of A's, I guess, somewhere. It could be A or B. I mean, the most appropriate, really, really, would be B, because you're making a prediction based on the fact that you look at the sky. I mean, if it doesn't rain, it would be a miracle, yeah. So you could say it is going to rain. It is going to rain. Very good, guys. Very good. Very good. It is going to rain. Remember, you're making a prediction. In English, when we are teaching, we call that a certain prediction. Something that you might say, almost impossible that it doesn't happen. But you could say it will rain. That's a prediction. It will rain, but the best one is B. Very good, guys. Don't forget this topic. Don't forget this topic. We will be talking about it, maybe. All right, good. So here we go with the part on pronunciation. Let's go to pronunciation. Last class we talk about word stress, and we discuss, how important it is to be able to identify word stress. And I think we were discussing and we said, how can we do that? They said, all right, when you do listening, when you listen to songs, when you're watching a movie, pay attention to words and see how they are pronounced and try to identify the syllable that has that stress, as we have there in this picture. you know Christian is right. Here in Cali sometimes happen. You might, I'm sorry, just a parenthesis, but you might say, oh my god, it is going to rain. It never rains. Yeah, but you know anyway. All right, so we have here some words, and in each of these words there is a syllable that looks bigger, and we said that that syllable has the word stress, and this help you with pronunciation, but it also help you, with intonation, which are two concepts that are very important when you are speaking. Reminder, we define, word stress as the characteristic that some words have in which syllables are not said with the same strength. In one word we accentuate one syllable. We say one syllable that is loudly, strong, big, and the other syllables are different, like democracy, yeah. Spacious, knowledge, require, extension. All right, so we discussed that, and I told you you should pay attention to this. So I have here today a little challenge for you, let's call it that way. Now that we were talking about word stress, tell me in the following words which stress is correct. Okay, we have the same word but with two different stress, or stresses if you want to say it in plural. Which of the stresses, are correct? The ones on the column A or the ones on the column B? And I want you to try to say these words in your head with that stress and see what seems, correct for you. We have lots of A. I'm just giving you some time to think. Rafa, if you say that present is correct, that means that all the words in column A are correct. Yeah. Julie says both. It depends of the contest, depends on the contest. Okay, Julie, depends on. Use the preposition on there. Okay, we have some A's, we have some B's. Okay, the answer. Okay, Andrea says in number 1A, in number 2B, in number 3B, in number 4A. Thank you, Andrea. Very good. Which ones are correct? Very good. Okay, very good. Thank you, Julie, for your correction on the contest. It depends on the contest. Yeah. Julie has a revolutionary idea, you know. She said that all are correct. Julie's crazy. All right. Lillian Anderson, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. We have some people that said A, some people that say B, some people said that the first one is A, but the second one is B, or vice versa, you know. Oof. Very good, very good, very good, Valeria, for your example. I like you to read, you know, the the example that Valeria is, you know, typing up for that. Rafa has some ideas. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Excellent, you know, excellent, you know. I think, and I'm just double checking, you know. Mm, Valeria, in your example, I think the main difference, if there is a difference between the and the word stress, but the Sahara Desert is with one S. Okay, so there's a difference in the spelling. In these words, we don't have a difference in the spelling. Okay, thank you. Let's uncover, reveal the mystery. Okay, good. Which ones are correct? Here we go, guys. Two-syllable words whose meaning and class change with a change in stress are. All are correct. Okay. But the change in the word stress, you know, changes the meaning, and in this case, the category, you know, because present is correct, is a noun, you know, yeah, and present is correct, is a verb, you know. So I have a present for you, and I need to present this information. So we have a noun and a verb. So you see how important word stress is, you know. You can say one thing or the other, all right, depending on so many things, all right, good. Yeah, so going back to what Julie said, it kind of depends on the context. Yes. Both are correct. Yes. It depends on what you want to use and the meaning, you know. Export is a noun, you know, sorry. Export is a noun and export is the verb, you know. Yeah. Contract is a noun, the contract, you know, and contract is the activity, you know. Object, you know, an object, and it's a different thing. It's an action that is different. So see how, you know, word stress can affect the meaning and the category of the word. This is beautiful. This is magic. I love this kind of topic. I mean, English languages, you know, and English especially. I mean, this is marvelous. This is awesome. I think this is really really dope. All right. So here we go. Here we go. In conclusion, be always on the look for words with different meaning depending on the stress. Always, you said, okay, what words, you know, fall into this, you know, special category, you know, yeah. And I don't know if you have any idea, and I'd like to open now the chat for other examples, Medium, sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this, and this kind of information, it help you, but you learn a lot when you are in, when I say it, I talk to my students, when you are at war, they're like, okay, fighting with your English, you learn a lot. So do you have any other examples, and I clarify that Valeria's example is nice, but there is a spelling, thin, good. So anybody who can tell me a couple of words, that they change in terms of meaning depending on the stress. Let's see. We already have here four, yeah, four words that are different. I need, other examples. I'll give you the floor just a minute to see if you have other examples. I know some of you might have, other examples of words that they change, there because of the word stress. So let's see. I am looking at you. You're looking for the words. Say, okay, Google, help me. Very good, Christian. Okay, Christian is asking me in the meantime while you are thinking an example with sport and export. All right, the words that we have in the list. I'm going back a little. We said sport is a noun. So you could say the sports of Colombia have decreased, yeah, or increased in the last year. The sports, yeah, and you can also say I have a friend who exports, coffee, you know, yeah, or who exports chontaduro, you know. In that sentence, it's a verb, yeah. Or I like to sport, this product, All right. So in one, you are using it as a noun, exportación, and the other is exportar, that is a verb and it changes. In Spanish, the two words are different, in the way you write them. In English, they are the same in the way you write them. They change just because of the word stress. All right, good, very good. Julie, close. I live close to the supermarket. Go ahead. Okay, Chris, I live close to the supermarket. My problem with the word close, Julie, is that I mean it has only one syllable, so there's no way you can change the word stress. Okay, Julie. Miriam says cancel. To cancel something. You know, and the other would be cancel. That's a word that I haven't heard, Miriam. Cancel is cancel. You cancel something, Yeah, I'm going to cancel, my gym's how do you call that, membership. You cancel it. Cancel. That's the only word. Difficult, no? But there are words. No many. I mean, I'm not talking about 200 words, but there are some. So let me show you some, yeah, just to go ahead. These are four. Okay, these are four more different to the four that I showed you before. Yeah, you can say insult, or you can say to insult. That is the verb. Insult, insulto, or you can say to insult, insultar. All right, good. You can say conflict, yeah, or conflict. All right, same noun and verb. You can say, to perfect and perfect, yeah, good. Produce or produce, different words. Look for these words. Look for these words, guys, and you are going to improve your vocabulary. You are also going to improve your pronunciation and your intonation, which are our key things. All right, good. Yeah, there's a lot to learn in any language. There's a lot to learn. Okay, so 4 more words. We have 8 words. I hope you incorporate these words into your everyday, and you be on the look for these words. Okay, good. Yeah, 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 good. And to finish, as we usually finish, we have the idiom of the week. This is the idiom of this week. To draw a blank, to draw a blank. And we have an example there. Billy drew a blank when we attempted to remember the time of his doctor's appointment. He drew a blank, okay, in past. What is to draw a blank? Anybody? What is to draw a blank? To draw a blank. Okay. Anybody, let me see. You can write it in English. You can write the meaning in English if you want. And then we'll discuss a little the equivalent in Spanish. If there is something like this, I'm thinking already. I don't usually think in Spanish, so let me see. Monica says, forget. Is that really forget? Okay, Monica, thank you for your answer. To forget something, says Sandra with a question mark. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. To draw a blank. To draw a blank. Okay. And we have 2 ladies who said that is to forget something. Let's check. Let's check. Okay. We have to fail to get information or remember something. Yes, not to be able to remember. Not to be able to remember. And again, I wouldn't say to forget, because when you forget something is that, it's gone, but is that you are not able to remember in that moment. You want to say it and, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank in this moment. I can't remember that, in this moment, so you're drawing a blank. You're drawing a blank. And I'm thinking we have like a minute. I'm thinking about the expression in Spanish. Somebody can help me. I know you guys are pretty good at thinking of things. So drawing a blank would be like, let me see. Um, yeah, it's kind of the same. Quedar en blanco, Mónica. Thank you, Mónica. Yeah, quedé en blanco. En ese momento quedé en blanco. I mean, my caleño accent is in the middle of there. En ese momento quedé en blanco. I draw a blank, yeah. Well, Julie, the one of the tip of the tongue is different. Quedé en blanco. Mi mente quedó en blanco, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that one is different, Julie. Yeah. Rafael, thank you so much. Se me borró el cassette. Mi mente vacía. Thank you, Astrid. I love this. Se me borró el cassette. Yeah. I drew a blank. I think is that. Believe it or not, I'm not sure about the borró el cassette is something uh like from this time. So how long that expression is, but it's like that. It's se me borró el cassette. Mi mente quedó en blanco, whatever. That's, yeah, creo que quedar en blanco. All right, Sandra. Guys, that's pretty much it. Time is up. Class is over. Thank you so much. I will see you next Monday. I'm going to be here. I hope you are here. Invite your friends, tell them about this class. Let's learn some English. Marta says, lo olvidé en ese momento. It's just very, very formal. All right, good. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your attendance, to the class, your participation. Guys, have a good one. Rafa, Julie, Miriam, Astrid, Sandra, Marta, Alex, all of you guys, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.